Today's video is sponsored by Star Trek Fleet Command. That tiny hole in your stapler is not a mistake. Neither are the notches on a pickup truck's bed or the softer side of your mattress. You've been using this stuff your whole life, but chances are you've been missing the real reason it's there. I'm Mike with List 25, and these are 25 everyday items with secret functions that you didn't know. 25. Pickup beds have a secret. Check out the sidewalls of a pickup truck bed and you'll probably spot a few strange little notches. They're not damaged, and they're not just there for looks. Those cutouts are sized to fit standard 2x6 boards, which means you can slide planks across the bed and turn it into custom storage. Some truck owners use this to build a quick second layer. Heavy gear goes underneath, lighter stuff rides on top. Or you can drop in a couple boards as dividers to keep your freshly bought groceries from flying everywhere. The best part? You don't need any special tools. Just a trip to the hardware store and you've got yourself a DIY cargo system built right into the truck. Me with my Honda Civic hatchback, just throw everything inside. 24. You're allowed to cheat the childproof cap. Most of those push and twist pill bottle caps can feel like a test of strength. But here's the thing. Most of them have a built-in shortcut. You can flip the lid over, screw it back on, and just like that, you've got a regular twist-off cap. The childproof feature only works one way. When you turn the lid upside down, it bypasses the locking grooves entirely. A lot of these caps even have two sets of ridges, one for safety mode and another for this easy open option. Pharmacists sometimes share this trick with older customers or anyone who struggles with arthritis. Just remember, once you flip it, the childproofing is gone. If there are kids around, well, it's better to keep the original setup. Otherwise, this trick makes life a whole lot easier. 23. Apple snuck a shortcut into the back of your phone. You know that Apple logo on the back of your phone? You can actually tap it to make stuff happen. There's a setting called back tap, and the moment you turn it on, your phone turns the back of the case into a secret button. 2 taps can take a screenshot. 3 can open the camera, mute your phone, launch an app, whatever you want, really. It works on most iPhones from the 8 and up, and the taps don't even need to be hard. Just a quick double tap and boom, shortcut triggered. Apple originally made it as an accessibility tool, but once people found out about it, it became a fan favorite. Use it once, and you won't be able to stop. Although I wonder if you use cases or pop sockets. Let me know in the comments below if that still works, even if you have those things on. 22. Your microwave doesn't have to be loud. Most newer microwaves have a mute setting, but almost nobody knows about it. On some, you press and hold a number key like 0, 1, or 2 for a few seconds. Other models use the start or cancel buttons instead. It depends on the brand, but as soon as you find the right combo, the beeping shuts off completely. On Whirlpool models, for example, holding the number 2 key does the trick. Panasonic and GE have similar shortcuts. It's perfect when you're trying to warm something up late at night and don't want to wake the whole house. The microwave still runs like normal, just without the noise. I should say the beeps. It probably still goes, that's not going to be quiet. So, just wanted to clarify. 21. You've been wearing Converse without knowing what those holes are for. The 2 small holes on the side of Converse Chuck Taylors were added to let air move through the shoe and cool down your feet during activity. Back when Chucks were built for basketball, that extra ventilation made a world of difference. Canvas isn't exactly breathable, so these side eyelets were there to stop your feet from overheating on the court. But there's also another reason they're there. You can actually use them as part of your lacing. By threading your shoelaces through the side holes, you can tighten the fit around your arch, which adds support and helps your foot stay in place while you move. Converse never really advertised it, but that's how the shoe was built from the start. If you've only been using the top eyelets, you're not using the shoe to its full design. Oh man, this is awesome. Alright, I've been playing this every time I've got 5 minutes to kill, and sometimes much longer than that. Now, I'm a gamer, but I'm not really a hardcore mobile gamer. It's always sort of hit and miss, you know? But this just got me. And you know what? They're actually sponsoring today's video, by the way, which is incredible because I was going to talk about it anyway. So, you start off with your own space station. You get Kirk, Uhura, Spock, almost like the Starfleet intern versions. Then you start upgrading ships, collecting resources, running missions, and then boom, someone double crosses you, and now you're knee deep in a war you didn't start, but you're definitely going to finish. Now I just hit level 12. You get to pick your faction, Federation, Klingon, or Romulan, gotta go Federation, and then you start warping into systems you've never seen before. I had no idea there were this many ships. And if you're just starting out, don't skip the daily logins. Seriously, you get free stuff every day for your first week, including Nero, who boosts your weapon damage by 40%. He basically carried my first big fights. Just use my link below or scan the code to get it free on mobile or PC. Oh, actually, before I forget, if you download it before July 31st and use the promo code CONRULES, you will unlock Officer Kirk right away. No grinding, he's just yours. Alright. Sorry, so where were we? Back to the list. 20. You've probably missed the smartest part of your padlock. If you flip a padlock over, there's usually a small hole near the keyhole. Most of you have probably never noticed it before, but it actually plays two roles that can help the lock last longer. The first is drainage. If water gets inside, that hole gives it a way to escape instead of sitting in there and causing rust. The second is lubrication. A drop of oil or graphite through that spot keeps the internal parts moving the way they should. It's especially useful in outdoor locks where rain or humidity can do real damage over time. If your padlock ever starts sticking or jamming, check the hole at the bottom. That's your built-in fix. There's probably no need to replace it just yet. 19. That diamond patch on your backpack. A lot of backpacks, especially the more vintage or outdoor types, sport a small diamond-shaped patch with two slits on the front. It's called a lash tab, or sometimes a pig snout, and it's meant for lashing or hooking extra gear to your pack. Traditionally found on hiking packs and even life jackets, the lash tab is a throwback feature that allowed campers to thread cord or straps through the slits to secure items like a rolled blanket, sleeping bag, hiking shoes, or even tools to the bag. The leather, or rubber, patch is very sturdy, so it can take the stress of hanging gear. Nowadays, you'll see it on stylish school backpacks from brands like JanSport or Herschel. And while not everyone carries an ice axe to class, the lash tab remains, and is pretty useful if you know how to use it. 18. A lot of fridges have reversible doors. Did you know most standard refrigerators are built to accommodate both left-handed and right-handed kitchen layouts? The door can swing either left or right, depending on how you install the hinges. If you look closely at the top and bottom of your fridge door frame, you might spot small plastic plugs covering alternate hinge positions. These indicate the door can be switched to the opposite side. This is extremely useful if you rearrange your kitchen or move to a new home where the door orientation is inconvenient. In fact, appliance makers will often include extra screw holes and covers in the design for this exact flexibility. So if your fridge door ever blocks something or hits a counter, just swap the hardware over and it'll open from the other side. 17. The real reason wine bottles have that dent at the bottom. The punt isn't there to fool you into thinking the bottle is bigger than it is. It actually has both historical and practical reasons. One key purpose is to strengthen the bottle's structure. The arched shape of the indent adds rigidity, like a dome, which was critical in the early days of glass blowing to ensure that the bottles could stand upright and resist internal pressure. Another purpose is related to the wine sediment we get in aged wines. As wine sits, sediment can form and settle into that circular groove around the punt. When pouring, the punt allows the sediment to collect in a narrower ring, reducing the chances of it mixing back into the wine. Additionally, the punt makes it easier for a sommelier to hold the bottle, thumb in the punt, fingers on the base of the edge, for a controlled pour. And yes, it also adds to the perception of a premium bottle. High-end wines usually have deeper punts. No, I'm not a sommelier, how could you tell? 16. You can use scissor handles as bottle openers and nutcrackers. Some kitchen scissors come with a few extras built into the handle. If you spot a small metal notch near where the handles meet, that part can be used to open bottle caps. It's shaped to hook onto the edge and lift off in one quick motion. You might also notice a rigid, circular cutout between the handles. That section grips round objects like walnuts or twist-off jar lids. The texture gives you leverage, and the circular shape helps hold things in place while you apply pressure. Brands like Victorinox and Williams-Sonoma actually mention these features in their kitchen shears, but most people never look for them. That little feature might save you a lot of time the next time something won't budge. And hopefully you can see these because they're kind of greenish scissors on a green screen, so. They're from IKEA. 15. That fast food lid can do so much more. The lid on a fast food drink might look like it only exists to keep your soda from spilling, but it can actually do a lot more. If you take the lid off, the raised ring underneath is often shaped to hold the base of the cup, making it a handy little coaster when you're not on the move. Some people also like to repurpose their old lids to use them in crafts, like threading yarn through the center to keep it from tangling while knitting or crocheting. Others slide a popsicle stick through to catch drips from melting popsicles. You can even tape the hole and use the lid to hold glitter, beads, sequins, and other small craft supplies. Instead of tossing it in the trash, you've got a simple, free organizer that already fits right in your hand. 14. The Konami code Easter egg in a Fisher-Price toy. Even baby toys can come with a few surprises. The Fisher-Price Game & Learn controller, a colorful toy shaped like a gamepad for toddlers, has its own little secret. If you input the famous Konami code, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, it triggers a special sequence of sounds, including classic Mario Tune snippets and a voice saying, "You win!" It's a nod to the legendary cheat code from 80s video games. Fisher-Price's engineers tucked this Easter egg into the toy purely for fun, knowing that parents or nostalgic gamers might one day discover it. There's no start button on the toy, so simply finishing with the last input sets it off. The toy then plays a jump sound, a power-up mushroom sound, a coin sound, and Triumph music. 13. That dot in the plane window has a life-saving job. If you always book a window seat, you've probably noticed the tiny hole near the bottom of the airplane window. That little hole helps regulate pressure between the window's layers. Airplane windows are made in 3 parts, and the hole helps spread the pressure evenly so the outer pane takes less of the load. It also prevents fog and frost from building up on the window during flight, since the temperature outside is much colder than the air in the cabin. Without that feature, airplane windows would be under much more stress and far more likely to crack mid-air. 12. Gas pumps are built to survive stupidity. Have you ever wondered what happens if someone drives away with the gas pump nozzle still attached to their car? It sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, especially with the risk of spilled fuel catching fire. Luckily, gas pump manufacturers are way ahead of us. Most nozzles are equipped with a breakaway device where the hose connects to the pump. If it gets pulled with enough force, the hose detaches cleanly and seals itself off, stopping any fuel from leaking. According to Kirk McCulley, a former gas station owner in Beltsville, Maryland, it's not even rare. He told Business Insider that this kind of accident happens at least once a month at his station. He's even chased after drivers who unknowingly took his nozzle with them, sometimes as far as 4 miles down the road. 11. Winter versus summer sides of a mattress. Some mattresses are built with 2 different sides, one for winter and one for summer. You'll usually see this on higher-end models or ones made in Europe, but if yours has this feature, you might see a small label along the edge that says something like winter side to let you know. The winter side is made with warmer materials like wool or cashmere, which help hold in heat and feel extra cozy during the colder months. The summer side is lighter, with cooling fabrics like cotton or linen that let airflow through and pull moisture away so you stay cooler at night. Manufacturers actually expect you to flip the mattress as the seasons change. The idea is to match the materials to the season so you're always sleeping comfortably. 10. Your dashboard coffee icon isn't about coffee at all. Not every car has this feature yet, but more and more manufacturers are adding it because it's turning out to be really useful. If you drive something like an Audi, Volvo, or Mercedes, you might have seen that little coffee cup icon light up on your dashboard. That's your car telling you to take a break. It's amazing to think how far we've come, but today some cars can monitor your steering patterns and practically watch how you're driving. They track things like your steering angle, how often you drift in your lane, and your speed. If the system thinks you're getting too tired to drive safely, it flashes that coffee cup symbol and plays a sound to get your attention. So in short, It's designed to alert you before your fatigue becomes dangerous. 9. You don't need to open your stapler to check if it's empty. Just take a look at the side of your office stapler. Most models come with a small slot or hole in the metal magazine. It was placed there intentionally so you can gauge how many staples you have left without opening it. If you see the silver shine of staples near the window, you know you still have ammo. If it looks dark or empty, it's time to reload. Some staplers have a long slit running along the side for the exact same purpose. Most people don't think twice about it, possibly because see-through plastic staplers made it more obvious, but on older or more traditional solid-bodied models like the classic swing line, that discrete side opening is there for a reason. 8. Your panhandle was designed to solve a problem. Almost every kitchen around the world has pans with holes in their handles. It might not be the most stylish feature, but it does make it convenient to hang them on the wall when they're not being used. And yet, while that's certainly one way to use the hole, it was originally intended for something else entirely. The hole is designed to hold your cooking spoon while you're preparing food. This comes in handy, especially when there's no good place to rest the spoon aside from leaving it in the pan. It's particularly useful when you're using plastic utensils, since these shouldn't be left in hot pans for too long. Probably not meant to be held at that angle. Why I did that, I'll have no idea. Ta-da! 7. The Parmesan cheese shaker lid fits mason jars. Those green plastic lids from Kraft Parmesan cheese containers screw right onto regular mouth mason jars. Yep, the threading matches up exactly. Once you've finished the cheese, you can clean the lid and twist it onto a jar like a 16-ounce ball or mason. It works great for spices, sugar, powdered cocoa, or even small craft supplies. Especially since the lid has 2 openings. One side flips up for pouring and the other has holes so you can shake stuff out. It turns a plain glass jar into a solid little shaker. You get a tougher container than the original plastic one, and the lid still does what it's supposed to do. Lots of people keep them around just because it fits that well. 6. The tiny bumps on your F and J keys. If you place your hands on a keyboard in the home position, you'll feel 2 tiny bumps on the F and J keys. They're there to help you find the right finger placement without needing to look down. Your index fingers go on F and J, which anchors your other fingers on the home row. It's been part of the standard keyboard design since the 60s, back when typing needed to be fast and accurate without ever looking away from the screen or page. You'll also find a bump on the 5 key of most number pads for the same reason. People who never formally learned to type might overlook them, but once you know they're there, you'll start using them automatically. 5. Floss isn't just for your teeth. Most people only think of dental floss as something you use after brushing, but it's far more useful than that. It first came to be in the 1880s, originally made from silk before switching to nylon during World War II. And today, Americans spend over $1 billion on it per year, and not all of it is going between teeth. Floss is incredibly strong, which makes it great for all kinds of fixes. You can cut cakes or cheese with it, hang pictures, fish, fix glasses, even get stuck cookies off a tray. Some people even use it to remove rings or skin tags. Others use it as emergency shoelaces or to save old photos from sticking to frames. It also burns well in a pinch, so campers use waxed floss as a fire starter. Basically, if you ever need a tough thread in a tight spot, floss is your friend. 4. You've been underestimating the magic eraser. Dental floss isn't the only everyday item doing way more than you'd expect. If you're only using a magic eraser to wipe your stovetop, you are seriously underusing it. That little white sponge can handle everything from stained mugs to dirty grout because it's made of melamine foam, which acts like superfine sandpaper when wet. You can use it to clean whiteboards, polish cloudy glassware, scrub tile grout, shine up silver, and even get stubborn carpet stains out. It works wonders on hairspray buildup, dirty keyboards, and the gunk on your iron too. Some people even use it to clean vinyl siding. Just add a little water, give it a squeeze, and start wiping. 3. Why pincushions come with a bonus strawberry. You've probably seen those classic tomato pincushions with that little red strawberry hanging off the side. Well, that strawberry is packed with emery, a gritty material powder that helps sharpen and clean your needles. Every time you poke a needle into it, the emery gently polishes away tiny burns or rust, keeping your tool smooth and ready to glide through fabric. It's especially useful for anyone who sews regularly and wants to keep their needles in top shape without replacing them all the time. If your needle starts snagging or feels rough, a few jabs into the strawberry can bring it back to life. Just probably don't stab the actual strawberries. Won't help as much. 2. It's called antenna lines. You know those lines on the side of your phone or tablet that look kind of like seams or little grooves near the top, bottom, or sides of your phone? Well, they're there to help your phone connect. Most smartphones are made with metal, which blocks signals like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and cellular data. So manufacturers build in these plastic strips to act as antenna windows. They let radio waves in and out without messing up the phone's sleek design. Without them, your signal strength would be almost non-existent, especially when you're holding the device. 1. The tiny little detail that makes mass production look good. If you've ever looked closely at the bottom of a plastic bottle, you might have spotted a small indentation near the edge. It looks like it's just something they did as part of the design, but that little detail plays a big role in how the bottle gets labeled. They call it a deco lug, and it helps machines to know exactly where to place the sticker or printed design during manufacturing. When bottles move down the production line, the deco lug tells the machine where the front of the bottle is, so every label lines up the same way. That's how logos end up centered and nutritional info always ends up on the back. Without it, labels would look crooked, misaligned, or just plain inconsistent from one bottle to the next. Which just goes to show, when it comes to efficiency, even the most seemingly insignificant things can carry a lot of weight. Alright, that's a wrap. Which one had you going, wait, how did I never notice that? Drop your answer in the comments below, because I'm reading them. Oh, and before you head out, how about a real quick trivia question? What's packed inside that little strawberry on a pincushion? Is it A, garnet, B, emery, C, quartz, or D, pumice? Leave your guesses below, and no Googling. I'm trusting you. If you like this kind of stuff, well, here's another one I did that's just as awesome, but with a bit more, let's just say, neon. It's all about growing up in the 80s. Saturday morning cartoons, mixtapes, $5 snack runs, and somehow surviving childhood without a helmet. If you'd like to watch it, we're about to give you a link right here. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit those subscribe buttons, like, comment, share, notifications, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see you again next time. Peace.